Today we have a total beast when it comes to Gen 4x4 M.2 SSDs, and this one right here is the Sabrent Rocket 4 Plus, and believe me, the speeds are just incredible with all the stuff that you get. And I have to admit, this is the most fanciest box. I mean, you get it in this one, but this is the most fanciest box that I had and I've seen the M.2 comes in. So let's check it out. You get some sort of this is an instruction manual on how to place your M.2 SSD on your motherboard. And here we go with the single-sided Sabrent Rocket 4 Plus. This one is 1 terabyte. You have 2 terabytes, which is double-sided, and of course 4 terabytes. Now the prices on these ones you can check in the links below, but we're going to take a ride with this crazy, insane, fast M.2 SSD Gen 4x4. Now, when I say crazy, insane, the read writes go up to 7100 megabytes per second, and the read speeds go up to 6600 megabytes per second. Now, how did this happen? And comparing to the, let's call them old Gen 4x4 SSDs, this one has the Phison E18 controller compared to the old ones that had E16. Now, this is something new in terms of the controllers. And when it comes to the speeds, they were testing the Sabrent 1 terabyte on X570 8-core CPU and DDR4 16 gigabytes 3200 megahertz. It's based on TLC NAND flash memory, the BGA 132. It also has an external DDR4 cache. The controller, the actual name is Phison PS5018E18. Some specifications: mean time before failure 1,600,000 hours and 700 TBW. Now, the Phison E18 compared to the E16 gives a lot of more performance across the board, and this is why we can score such read and write speed. So this is quite something cool. As I stated, it's a single-sided. The 2 terabytes and most likely 4 terabytes is double-sided. So yeah, next in line, what you could get additionally to cool down the M.2 SSD, even though it doesn't have any issues with thermal throttling, you have, let me just skip this for a second, you have some sort of a copper look-alike heatsink that is already pre-applied on your M.2 SSD. And if you have a heatsink on your motherboard, it would be really cool to place it there and give it a bit more cooling, because with the airflow going through the case, it can definitely give better temperatures. If you decide to go with even lower temperatures, you can always go with the Sabrent Rocket NVMe Heatsink, which is quite a beast. As you can see, it's a bit heavy when it comes to this small piece, but it can handle double-sided M.2 SSDs as well. And you get a screwdriver, you get a nice box. I mean, I'm a sucker for boxes, so that's really cool. And you get all the necessary screws to attach everything with your M.2 SSDs. You also have a double-sided thermal pad, so additional to that, cool. When we're talking about the heatsink and how it's made, the top, you have the top heat spreader, you have the copper heat coils, then we go with the aluminum heatsink, thermal tape 2 times, as I stated, one is already pre-applied, and then you have the other one that you could add on the other side, and you have the aluminum tray. Now, heatsink is for both single and double, as stated before, 2280 M.2 SSDs. Now, checking out the speeds, it's something unbelievable, so here we go. Since the speeds that Sabrent stated for the Rocket 4 Plus were tested on 8-core processor, I was unfortunately running these tests on 6-core processor, so it could make a difference. The read speeds go above 7.1 gigabytes per second, which is outstanding. It's not like high, like 200-300 megabytes per second more, but still it's more than they wrote. And when it comes to write speeds, we have 5.5 gigabytes per second. Now I would say that these speeds that they tested were on 2 terabytes, I tested 1 terabyte, so that kind of makes a bit of a difference, as well as the 8 core and 6 core processor as well. But all in all, when you take a look at the copy from your computer to your Sabrent 4 Plus, it goes up to 1.54 gigabytes per second, which is just outstanding, taking everything into consideration. Now the temperatures were around 45 Celsius degrees with heatsink that I had on the motherboard, so I didn't even had to use this or place this one, because if it was really going up to a higher temperature like 60-70 Celsius degrees, then the heatsink would probably make some huge difference in lowering the temperature and making like 5 to 10 or 15 even maybe Celsius degrees. With 40 Celsius degrees, I don't think it will go like 20 Celsius degrees or 25 and keeping it like cold. But in any case, in any situation, the Sabrent Rocket 4 Plus is an outstanding SSD with the new Phison E18 flash controller, and it does make a difference. Also, the tests were run with the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, and the motherboard that I used was ASRock X570 SPG Riptide. So guys, I'll put the links below for 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and even 4 terabytes in the description below, so you can check out the prices. Don't be shocked, you get double of the speeds compared to the old Gen 4, and of course, unfortunately, double the price. Is it worth it? It's all up to you if you're willing to spend that extra money and get that extra kick, especially if you're using a 5950X, more RAMs, high premium, high tier motherboard and similar stuff. And if you're into this kind of stuff, well, this is the way to go. So every product has its target audience, and definitely Sabrent Rocket 4 Plus has its own. Check the links as already stated. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. Click the thumbs up button if you like the video, and click the notification bell for future content. Thank you for watching, stay tuned, and see you next time, guys. Bye bye.